Treacherous.
Strange.
Magnificent.
Sir, could you describe Keir Starmer for me in one word?
Treacherous.
Rational.
Strange.
Serious.
Bit deluded.
Roman, describe Keir Starmer in one word.
Keir Starmer.
Dull.
Gosh. I don't know. I'd imagine he's quite sort of clever, intellectual, but he doesn't have a huge sort of personality, doesn't come across.
Dependable.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you take it.
Right, so Keir Starmer in one word. Magnificent.
He has betrayed every single one of his election promises and disempowered the grassroots of the party.
I think if you look at his background, we'll see a lawyer. He is incredibly reasonable, rational. I feel like for the last few years since he's been in control of the Labour Party, he's essentially been a grown-up politician among a group of kids.
We've just had enough of this lot, haven't we?
You think he provides a pretty clear contrast to the current government?
100%. The way he stands up for what he believes in, his background very much, and I get a sense that when he's speaking, he's speaking the truth, which is, unusual.
I'm concerned that we're back in a situation where the Tories no longer have to push a hard line on anything because the Labour Party will do it for them. So there's no opposition.
I suppose so, but I mean, as long as he's got what matters, which is a sort of strong, a robust opposition. I think that's what we're desperate for, is a robust opposition that gives us something to hope for. That's, I think, what I'm looking for.
Does he make you feel hopeful?
Not wildly.
We're talking out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I want to believe in him. I want to believe that there is a future that's more uplifting and more optimistic. But I'm yet to see the evidence. Let's put it that way.
I think actually it's going to snap politics back into being a bit more of a kind of professional, conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the deflection tactics of Boris Johnson, there aren't enough words to describe what happened in Liz Truss's short term. I think it's good. I think it's a move away from populism and it's moving back into actual kind of structured politics where people mean what they say, or at least, it's a little bit more directed.
I describe Keir as neutral positive. Oh, well.
You can have 2.
Neutral positive with a hyphen in between.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so it's 1. Yeah, we'll take it as 1. I would like you to describe Keir Starmer in one word.
Hair.
You like it?
It's the first thing that pops into my mind, I guess.
We can go a bit deeper if you want to talk about his politics a bit more, or we can talk about his hair. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, we can do that if you want.
Smooth hair. I mean, you've got a fine head of hair yourself, so it takes one to know one, doesn't it?
Oh. Why is this so hard?
You can have more than one if you want.
Okay, not personable.
John, I think he's got some interesting points of view, interesting policies. I just don't think that he presents himself too well as head of the Labour Party.
Okay. In a post-Boris Johnson, post-Liz Truss world, maybe there's something to be said for being a bit dull.
Better the devil you know.
I think compared to Boris Johnson and Liz Truss, yes, 100%. He seems to have integrity. He is boring, but I think that's what we need at the moment. But I think Rishi Sunak is coming along and being a bit more secure and a bit more stable than what we've had with the Conservatives.
A final word about, obviously, his main political opponent, the Conservative Party, and Rishi Sunak. Oh, okay, not a fan?
Not a fan. I think there's a lot of kind of focusing on aspects of politics or politicizing things that really should be more about caring about human beings and then distracting from real issues that we should be tackling.
You're talking about refugees?
Yes, specifically. I'm a refugee myself.
I don't think he's flashy, but I do think he's trustworthy.
Like a Ford Fiesta?
Exactly.
Yeah, something like that. For Fiesta or Mondeo, perhaps. There just now is this kind of rhetoric that's going around about, kind of immigrants coming in, and yeah, I think it's just not necessarily looking at the right things that actually would impact the economy, that impact people's kind of standards of living, impact social life here. So yeah.
Just on a personal level, how does it make you feel when Rishi Sunak, Suella Braverman, when they employ that kind of language? When Suella talks about an invasion happening, how does it make you feel?
It feels quite demeaning. It feels insulting as well, because you're not really looking at those people as human beings that are really a part of the world and deserve to be able to kind of be welcomed. And then again, it kind of could stoke that sort of rhetoric, that sort of attitude amongst people in the UK, make them feel less welcoming, and make me feel myself like I'm actually not supposed to be here. It's a place that wouldn't ordinarily accept me, a place that feels it's not for me and I'm not for it.
Final question. If you are a politician, it's your job to make people feel hopeful, and you've got someone who wants to feel hopeful, but you haven't done it yet. Do you think that's a little bit worrying, a little bit concerning for him? Or do you think he's got time before the next general election to leave an impression on you?
Got before the next general election?
Probably about 2 years, 18 months.
Well, that's plenty of time, isn't it? Really. But I think there's a huge vacuum, isn't there, in British politics? We need someone to come sweeping in and give us something to believe that there's a better tomorrow.
Well, now that he is against Rishi Sunak, he needs to probably be a bit more solid with what he believes. Again, if you ask me to think about what his policies, Labour policies, centre around, green, I'm quite sort of into sustainability myself, so I kind of really support that. But I think he needs to do more now that Rishi has had a few wins.
Would you prefer something where there's perhaps a high degree of consensus?
Yeah, I mean, essentially that's what democracy is, right? It's kind of consensus and what people want. And I think with Brexit, obviously, that really tapped into. It wasn't even about sticking to what the very, it went down a route where it was complete fiction what people were being promised. So whatever their views were, it became kind of like a, I don't want to say popularity contest because that is essentially what politics is, but it detracted from what the actual core issue was. And I think if topics are going to be discussed in a much more structured and professional manner, rather than just jokes and jeers and stuff, I think hard politics is going to be a lot more constructive.
We need to change our government. So I think they should be doing everything in their power to understand, what's been working, and then pair that with exactly how they can help the country, considering the macroeconomic climate and cost of living, also our foreign policy, and then pair that with personality. You can't go wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's simple for, I think, us to kind of think about. Obviously it's harder to put into practice, but they should be worried, and they should be looking at that in much greater detail than I think they are.
He's got quite a long list of things to sort out, hasn't he, when he gets in? The things, macroeconomic policy, foreign policy. All the policies?
Yeah, he does.
And also a different party, which would be what we're crying out for, definitely.
You're definitely of the view that the Conservatives' time in government is up?
Yes, absolutely. Please.